Then during interview, if they ask you questions, you need to do some little tackle, because you need to add and you can showcase them some experience you have it. You just tell them that is in last 6 months, last 4 months, I'm working on cloud, and these are the activity. I will tell you that is in what kind of day to day task handling in Azure. Okay, these you should be having well prepared, and you should be noted somewhere when asking you questions in interview. What kind of task and how, what kind of issues you are handling in a cloud, you should be prepared well. 4 to 5 use cases, 10 use cases you need to prepare well. Then you can tell during the interview. Then when they come to the technical questions, you would be able to handle easily. So when you've done the practice, it is almost, it is feeling as experience. Okay, we have a portal, and in that portal we would be configuring, practicing multiple time, right, on the subscription. Then your effort is most important when you have decided to move into the cloud and you really looking for the good package. You have to spend at least, you have started now career, I mean started this training, right? You will be understanding that is in what it is cloud. Okay, and how to configure. You will be understanding the concept, right? And now when you do practicing multiple time, you have to spend little time, multiple time. Then you feel that is in, it will be giving a confident, right? Then we are preparing your resume, right? So now both the cases done, started training and all. So you have to spend after that is almost 3 months. So overall, you wanted to become a cloud administrator, you need to spend 3 month journey. First you have started training 1 month, and practicing, and this is, you can consider 1 more month. If you're really serious on this and you really wanted to become a cloud administrator, and you're looking for the new job with good salary, okay, and you need to spend these 2 months very crucial and very, you know, you have to spend little more time. Okay, that effort is demanding for this. Then when you prepare the resume, you would be coming started giving interview. Okay, that already we have prepared well, what kind of, we need to explain and how do we prepare it. And during the interview you will be feeling that, so the questions would ask you, and you can again, 1 or 2 interviews might be rejected, but that's fine. But you can take those questions, you can understand that again, you have to prepare it, right? And this is a goal, then you should have at least 2 or 3 offer letter. Okay, this is same I'm explaining for every batch, to making you to bringing the interest, and getting confident. And this is how I prepared in my experience and my career also. If I decide to change the job, this is how I need to follow the steps, and I should have the 2 to 3 offer letter every time. When I am decide to move to the next company, I have to, proper get the complete training, understand the concept of what you are going to do, and practice well. You should be having more confident on that. And then after updating that content, in your profile, then you should be start giving it will, this is a complete process, the direction. Okay, so yeah, now you will be become a cloud administrator once you have started 1 year in this company. Okay, work in the 1 year company, you will have the good experience, right? And keep learning, do not stop. Then start after 1.5 years of experience, or by the time it reaches to the 2 years of experience. Okay, start again looking for the job. At least I need to have some decent salary, or saturation salary, where I can reach it. It will be no end. You can reach up to 1 crore rupees for the salary per annum. It is not only up to, it is can be reached for the more than 1 crore. It is based on the experience and what skill you have. Last 2 batch student who were attending for that is in the cloud SC300 and Azure. His package is 94 lakh. So overall 17 years of experience, which he has knowledge on cloud security, okay, cyber security, and cloud, and on-prem infrastructure service. And he is also part of the developer. So multi-skill, right? So there is no limits here, right? He's taking, that is, he is, happily he shared his offer letter, and he called me, that is in okay, thank you so much for your training, and I reached for this. So there is no limit. The more you learning, we will earn more. The simple as it is, right? So we need to spend every day, right? It is IT, there is a demanding, and in IT's infrastructure, we wanted to survive, we have to learn, we have to upskill it. So keeping in this entire all the information setting in your mind, we have to learn seriously, we have to understand the concept clearly, and we have set the goal. What is our goal? It is not like just for the training and we are finishing, and it is my training, it is not like traditional kind of, okay, you just paid the fees and spending time, and we complete the training. What next? What next? There is maximum people are lacking in this, but I am setting you goal, and I'm making you clear what is our roadmap. Okay, and once completion of this training, what is my next preparation? How do I start? How do I reach my goal with good salary, and how do I start my career? Continue with this same direction. I'm sure you will be one of the position and one of the good package where I have set you that one example, this person. And I am also the same journey where you have seen that is in my profile, right? And last 14 years of experience, I have changed for the 4 company as you see this. And that's it. Once saturation salary reached, okay, do not change it. That's it. You don't change it again. And you can also help the other people when you have a strong knowledge, and when you have a good confidence on that, where I am also doing the same things. I'm passionate to the train the people where I have a skill, and I'm just sharing my knowledge. Yeah, so this is overall our goal, right? So coming to our actual course training, which course we are learning now. We are discussing on Az-104, which is associate cloud administrator. This is a global certification name where we are learning. Okay, and you will be going to learn on this. What we are going to learn on this, we will be going to Azure networking. We will be learning for the Azure storage. We will be learning on Azure virtual machine, and we will be learning on Azure Active Directory. Okay, nowadays they are calling for the Enter ID, and we will be learning for Azure governance policy. Okay, so what are these terminology? These terminology are already we have that on-prem environment. So everyone know what I mean by on-prem environment? On-prem means what? It's a physical, right? It is a
Yes.
your all IT infrastructure. So every company has IT infra, and they have their own infrastructure physically established, right? Physically established means what? They have a data center. Heard about data center word, everyone? What is data center?
Yes, we do have the data center. We have our on-prem environment for VDI service.
Correct. So in this data center, what we have, that is in how do we manage it? In this data center, we have all the physical server, right? Yes or no? Physical server, and physically connected network, correct? Physically network, we have a cables. Physically, we have a storage. right? And we have physically cooling, right? Cooling fan, you can say, and the power, electricity, right? Everything we have all this in physically, right? And also we would have that is in security, and we need to add more security on this, and we have the manpower, right? So this is current situation that across all the worldwide customers having uh, their business, their IT infrastructure, they build like that traditional IT infrastructure, and they spend a lot of money in this, right? They need a space, right? They need all the hardware component. Yes or no? Hardware component, devices, and everything. They already spent a lot of time, and every month they need to spend a lot of money. Okay, but we will not get a service 99.99 or 100%. So now, and also in terms of security, in terms of the high availability, it is lacking in this. And most important, high cost. Okay, most important, high spending a lot of money. These business people are spending a lot of money, but not getting the right support or not getting the right high availability. Now, every day one-on-one issue would be there. Something hardware crashed, need to server upgradation, operating system, or software corruption, software license. These are all headache, right? In on premises. So what Microsoft has come up with that, Microsoft has developed one of the product called as a virtual platform called the name called as Azure. What is decided? Microsoft build their own their own data center across worldwide. Concentrate here. What I'm trying to explaining here. When you understood this concept, right? Whatever topic I'm taking upcoming classes, it would be easy to connect. It easy to understand. Okay. Microsoft, what they did, they build their own data center across worldwide. Now Microsoft is saying that is in you do not invest any money on this physically purchasing, physically place, and these are all hardware. You do not purchase anything, and you tell us what you needed because he has done everything. When you see this Google, right? If you see, you just ask the Google Azure uh, data center across worldwide. You can say global infrastructure in Azure, right? Microsoft Azure infrastructure built across worldwide with they have invested huge money. See this, they have invested huge money, connected higher, faster optical fiber cable connected, and a high bandwidth, high fast, super fast connected backbone. These are all connected physically. They have invested huge money invested. And now you tell us as a customer, your business is where it is, which location, which region, which country. Okay, and you tell what you needed. So what you needed means you need servers. Okay, whatever you are spending huge money here, and whatever you are, uh, disadvantages on this environment. Disadvantage means what? You have a headache on maintenance, right? And hardware upgradation every 6 months or every 1 year you have to upgrade your hardware. Operating system you have to take a licenses, and you need to spend a lot of money on this, right? and something device is crashed, again you need to order to the vendor, and again you have to bring back. You won't be able to ready available, you have to spend little time or you have to wait some more time, right? These are all have some road blocker to support your service, which is not getting a 24/7 all the time, not availability, right? So considering these are all keeping in mind, Microsoft has built their own data centers across worldwide. And now tell me what you needed. Do you need a service? Do you need application? Do you need that is in database? Do you need a networking? What else you needed? You just access this portal, https portal.azure.com, right? With a securely you can access, and you just pay what you have utilized. Last class what you discussed, it is kind of you're booking your private cab, right? It means instead of buying your own car, you are just what you are utilized and pay that money. You do not have a headache for the hardware. I mean, a driver. You do not have any headache for the parking. You do not have any headache for the filling the fuel. You do not have any headache for the service, which is monthly services. You just travel how much distance you want to travel and pay the money. Same things. Know what you have utilized. That's all. So in this, and Microsoft is also giving you guarantee. So I am helping you to that is in 99.99 all the time high availability. And people are little worried about to moving their entire infrastructure to the cloud. How should I take all infrastructure, own information, own data? How about the security? This is one concern would be that is all finance companies and banking companies a little worried about earlier. So in terms of in terms of the security, now Microsoft has promised, now Microsoft has proven, okay, your data and information cannot be misusing or cannot be leaked for anyone. It is a highly secured and you only have access. Who is managing? Those people only access. And the best example is a bank, right? They have given the multi-factor authentication in this, and you have the all a private. This is completely the private cloud sector, right? You only have access. They will be using for that is username and a password with you know multi-factor authentication. So they have proven this is with high security. All the information, all the data would be in a with no one will be connect or no one will be access your information. Who has that? Who is the owner of that account or who is owner of that infra? They will only have access. Then how do we start? How do we start? To start that is in that is HTTPS. There is a common portal called as a HTTPS portal.azure.com. This is the first portal.com. So to begin with this accessing, we would need for that is in Microsoft has come up with a subscription concept. Okay, subscription, which is billing part. So by default, they have given for one is free account. Initially, you can check, you can log into this portal, see the what services you have, try to utilize what you needed in this free account. He will be giving for the $200 free, which is promo value, and whatever we utilized, it will be deducting from this $200. Okay, once it is a free account, this would be a 30 days activation. Okay, and your account would be 1 year. Account would be active in 12 months. Okay, you consider 1 year. So once it is free account is expired, okay, $200 either utilize, you have to use within 30 days. Okay, you have to be effectively use this free account, and you would need for the uh, mail ID, and you would need for the credit card for the prerequisite test. As I suggested last class, I hope everyone are ready with this credit card and email ID, and you have already registered, I believe, correct? And after that is in then you can use for the pay as you go subscription. Okay, this is for where you have that is in a business and enterprise level. You can take it where you are using. For study purpose, we will have another called as a pass subscription, where learning purpose after free account you have, expired is, if you have another credit card and another email id, you can go ahead register one more free account. But you do not have any credit card further, then what you can do, you can reach out to us, we will help you to the pass subscription. It will be a 500 rupees cost, and you would be getting for the $100 uh, promo value. Okay, and utilize 1 month again, 30 days. Okay, can be use for the practice. Okay, use for practice. So however you want it, and you would be getting the bill. So when you're using the pay as you will be getting the bill, whatever service you have utilized, that it's kind of light bill. Like all the time you are utilizing the lights, and you would be getting a bill. If you are turn off the lights when you're not in need it, and you will not get the chargeable those. This is how it would be a billing part. Okay, so when I open the portal, so everyone, I hope your account is ready. Everyone who are not yet ready, who does not have so far, who has account now, who does not have account?
I have the account.
Okay, who else?
Also have account.
Very good. Arvind.
I have that.
Oh, good. I mean, it means that everyone. Sakshi, I think you just started today, right? So
Yes, but I think I can log in into portal.azure.com.
perfect. You can, but you have a, with subscription, your own
I
subscription.
don't think so. I have subscription. No.
Okay, you can, set it later part.
Yes, yes. Okay.
Good. This is the journey we'll be starting when I open the portal.azure.com. Okay, you would be able to see this lot of services. So this is a common portal for everyone. What is cloud? What is Azure? What is Azure? Or what is cloud? Azure is a Microsoft product, right? Is a Microsoft productization platform, right? What is cloud? It is applicable for the all. Cloud means it's applicable for all. It will be applicable for the AWS. It will be applicable for Google Cloud. It will be applicable for the Azure. So what do you mean by cloud here? Over the internet, accessing resources. What kind of resources? You can access network, access storage, access servers, right? Access DB, application, what else? Okay, over the internet, accessing the resources with a secure manner. That's all, right? No matter where you will, no matter across worldwide, you will have an access part. If you have internet, that's it. You will be able to access for anywhere, any place, right? That is a feasibility. That is the benefit we are getting. You do no need to go back to your place and then access, no, right? With the securely, with the privately, you can able to access the any resources with over the internet. That's simple definition. Okay, might be asking question during interview. What is cloud? Just a generic definition. You have the multiple articles, but simple layman language. If you discuss anything, or if you are to see read any article, the simple uh, definition is, no matter what access, what sort of resources you are looking, you would be able to accessing internet. If it does not have internet, no, you will not be. That is not cloud. That's it. right? So we will be discussing more on that, how you are accessing and all, and how you are going to configuring. When you logged into the portal, first most important, you would be going to checking subscription. Okay, and you would be hearing that is in some terminologies you should be keep in mind. Terminologies are subscriptions, resource group, RG, okay, and region, zone, VNet, okay, storage, compute, which is comes under for VM, okay, and enter ID, okay. These, multiple time we will be utilizing or we will be using some terminology, okay. Subscription, which subscription you're going to select it, which resource group you're going to selecting, and resources, okay, resources, region, which region you have infrastructure, which region you have selected, because these are all mandatory when you are creating any resource in a cloud. It would ask you, the first mandatory option is your subscription. You need to select your subscription, select your region where you want it to be, okay, and what would be the resource group. These are mandatory options to select. Your resource would be belongs to one of the areas, these are the areas, right? You should be aware about, you should be knowing that is what is mean by subscription, what you mean by region, what you mean by resource group. Subscription is for the billing purpose Microsoft has created. There is an account would be belongs to one of the subscription where we have discussed here. Your subscription would be by default to have one is free account, which is this facility is giving to you $200 and 30 days activation, and your account would be a 1 year activate, right? And your subscription might be a pay as you go. Your subscription might be a pass, right? Where, for example, if I just creating a virtual machine, and when I just click on create and create a virtual machine, you see this, it would be asking for what is your subscription. First, you need to mandatory to be selected. See this subscription, okay, and I would need to be select the subscription mandatory where you see the star, and the resource group, we need to select the resource group, right? And then you can see this region, it's a star indicate for this mandatory, and then you are going to the name and availability. Again, there is availability, okay. There is one more is availability zone, availability set. So these terminology we would be frequently using, and you should be understand the concept clearly on this, what it is, because questions would ask you during interview. These are the only each service when we are going to talk about uh, service, what Azure networking, Azure storage, Azure virtualization, virtual machine, enter ID and governance. In these services, we will be using this terminology, and they'll ask you a question: what is region? How do I decide it? What do you mean by availability zone, availability set, no data center, VNet, okay, subnet. All we need to understand clearly on this, right? Right. So far, anyone has any question we discussed? Is it everything clear? I have not started yet, but I'm making you to setting up mind what are the prerequisites, how do we start. All is a very basic, and prerequisites I'm just explaining. Portal we discussed, and why we need to cloud we discussed. What is cloud we discussed. What are the service or what are the a topic we are going to discuss, right? And before we reach to the cloud, what is mean by on-premise environment, what are the infrastructure would be there, and how do we start in our cloud with the portal.azure.com. Once you logged into the portal.azure.com, you would be able to see that a lot of services in this. In this, would be talking about these services, which is part of the Az-104, right? Any question? Okay, everyone, you logged in your portal, you would be able to see the right side, the three lines are there. When you click on this, click on the all services. Okay, so when you click on all services, you would be able to see Microsoft has developed and developing. Okay, keep on adding a new enhanced feature on the respective areas. Okay, they have all these areas. Microsoft has developed this, which is more than 200 services they have developed, and they made as a categorized. Okay, the categories are, you see this, they have that areas, their services, artificial intelligence, machine learning, also analytics, compute, container, database, DevOps, general, hybrid plus multi-cloud, identity integration, internet of things, management and governance, migration, mixed reality, a monitor, networking, security, storage, web and mobile. These are all services were not there in a 5 year back. Now they have started. Now got to know that okay, any service you are accessing over the internet, I'll bring into the cloud. That's it, right? These many, when we started, right, 6 years, 7 years back, they were not this many of the areas. They are keep adding, every year they keep adding. They're developing new things and they're bringing into the cloud. Yes, we can able to access over the cloud, right? And also each areas there is a number 22, 23, 35, right? These are all enhancing the new feature on the respective areas. And if it is everything tested and it will be utilized, then they'll be bringing into these areas. You might see these, some changes would be upcoming days, if because Microsoft has keep on innovating, keep on implementing enhanced feature. If that features are reaching part of in one of the areas, it would be keep on increasing. And 5 year back, 6 year back, these counts are very less, right? And now we are in the stage, in upcoming days you would be able to see some changes is keep on increasing, right? So these are all a fundamental part where we can see that is in our portal. Under the portal, these many services are there. And how do I start my journey? To start my journey, we would be having for the cloud administrator, associate cloud administrator, where we are going to talk about this topic. Okay, the first topic would be Azure networking. So before we talk about Azure networking, we will be talking about some basic network. Okay, basic network. And in this network, what you mean by, or what are the prerequisites to learn the network? Can you date how to connect between two computer? How to connect two computer? Simple question in the network. What are the things we would needed in this?
With IP address, we can able to connect.
Okay, with IP address. Okay, let me just bring into that. I have two computers. Okay, PC1, PC2. These two computer I wanted to bring in network. What are things needed? What are the prerequisites I needed? What are the component I needed?
Both systems should be in the same domain.
No, not required. Same domain is not required. For network, I just need to
Just
connect over the
just
network.
connected to internet and having IP.
And also not required internet also. You don't need. I need just to connect the PC1 and PC2 network. My you can say LAN network, local area network. What else we needed? Simple, right? We need cable, right? You need a cable, yes or no? You need a cable.
Yes.
And this cable where we are connecting, we have a connector. In this computer, you have connector, yes or no? You have the first most important, both the PC should have a LAN interface, yes or no?
Yeah.
PC, right? You have the first most important that we call as a NIC. What is NIC here? Network interface card, correct? Every motherboard, every computer should have a network interface card. Every laptop should have the card, yes or no? Where we are going to connecting, that is RJ45 connector connecting to the port, correct? When we wanted to bring that computer to the network, we have the default, we have that is a network interface card. Either you have a laptop, either you have a desktop. Agreed, everyone? Yes or no? This interface card we have that is in PC. And when we have a cable, and in this cable we would be crimping, right? The crimp, you do that, you know, RJ with RJ45 connector, cable and connector, right? And connecting to the one end PC and other end another PC. Yes or no? Yes or no? So we have the cable. This is very basic, right? If who are new to this, just to try to understand that is in how do we connect the network? This is how it is done in the actual data center in from the Azure. So we would be accessing this interface over the network. So this interface, we have connected this cable over the connector. And now how do I access? How to access? Yes, we have done it. The two PCs are there, two interface connectors are there. This is NIC 1. This is NIC 1. Okay, this is NIC 2, network interface card, right? And this is a cable. We call it as a LAN cable, right? And these connector, correct? Now, how do I access this machine? Yes, I have done it. And how do I access it? How to access? After connecting this, can I able to access directly? Possible?
In run / of the other IP, other PC IP, then we can access the folders of other
First, I
systems.
need to configure the IP address, right?
Yes.
Configure IP address, correct?
With static IP, we can able to.
Okay, static IP address, right? What do you mean by static IP address here? We need to assign manually, correct? Assign IP address manually.
Correct.
What is IP address here? We need to understand the most important IP address concept. What is IP address here? What are the classes of IP address are there? And can I give that any IP addresses in my system? You guys are heard about this terminology? Anyone some basic knowledge on this IP classes of IP address?
Yeah.
Arvind, Akila, Guru, Sakshi.
Yes.
What are the classes of IP address? Class A, Class B, Class C, Class D, and Class E, correct? Yes or no?
Yes.
In
Yes.
Class A, what is the default subnet mask? And what is the valid start range of IP address? This is most important. We will be needing when you are creating a virtual network in a networking, we must understand this concept clearly.
The default subnet is 255.0.0.0.
Right, perfect.
Class A.
255.0.0.0. What would be the valid IP start IP address range here? 0
It's
to
0 to
126.
127. 26.
26.
Okay.
Okay.
Total 127.
Yeah, 127 would be using for what purpose? 127 would be reserved. Reserved for what? Loop back IP address. We cannot configure this IP address. It will not take it. It's reserved for the loop back IP. What is loop back here? What is loop back? Anyone answer? Anyone know this? Loop back is, this would be asking question interview. It is testing own network interface card, NIC. If your NIC itself is damaged, if NIC itself is not working, your computer would not be a network. So how do I validate? So when you go without configuring of 127, if when you go to the command prompt, type ping 127.0.0.1, it would be self pinging. Okay, it would be a self pinging. When it is self pinging means your network interface card is working. That's all. Then you will be going to the next. If you try to give this 127 IP address, it won't take it. If you try to give IP address 127 network interface here, if you use any one of the interface properties, when you talk about the static, you would be able to see this is a opt-in IP address. This is following. This is called static. When I type IP address, this is how you need to configuring the IP address every computer. The configuring IP address would be either static, means manually provide the IP address. You will be going to obtain an IP address automatically, which is comes from the DSCP. Okay, most of the companies are using for the dynamic IP address, which is DSCP handle this assigning the IP address. So use the following IP address. When I try to give the 127, it won't take it. So 127 would be, it is a starting with the 127 are not valid because they are reserved for the loopback address, right? And this would not be using 127 for the reserved for the loopback. And we would be using for the 0 to 126. Okay, and the default subnet means, what do you mean by default subnet means what? So now when I use a 126 starting range of 126 IP address, 126.255.255.255, the default subnet mask would be comes under for 255.0.0. If I type 128 here, 128, anyhow 127 is not working, which is loopback IP address. If I use a 128.IP address, what would be the default subnet mask? It is going to change to 255.255, means this would comes under class B. Okay, so the class B IP address value to 128 to start with this. What is the value here? 221. Okay, and class B, see default subnet mask would be 255.255.0.0. So when I give that is in 255, which is 221, okay, 221.255. If you give this, not 220, it would be 220, not 221, it should be 220. Okay, class C should be start with 221. If you see this, last IP address would be 220. Sorry, 128 to
91, I think.
correct, 191. Right. Sorry, this is just correction, please. 191. Okay, one till 192 to class C, 192 to 223. Okay, just please correct it. It is a 191. So when you see this IP address till 191, class B dot 255.255.255, still it will show you 255.255, right? If the moment I use for the 192, it should belongs to 255.255.0. You can use any of the IP address. It is coming automatically 3255. So it means the start range of class C 192.192 to 223. So the default subnet mask would be, what is this? 255.255.255.0. If you try to give the 224, does this IP address will take it? You see the 223 last valid IP address 255.255, it will take it. Okay. But the moment if I provide a 224, does the IP address would take it to 24? It will not take you. It will say that is not valid. Please entry. So D and E reserved for your scientific purpose, R&D purpose. These IP address class D and E range of IP address we will not be using. Okay, and we would be using for the only these classes of IP address always, right? So we were talking about the class A IP address range, class B IP address range, class C IP address range. In this, we understood what would be the default subnet mask: 255.0.0.0, 255.0.0.0, and 3 255.0. Now, what do you mean by this? What do you mean by this? Why should I write this 255.0.0.0? And if I want to write in this 255.0.0.2 binary number, how do I write it? Everyone know that what is binary number? Everyone know what is binary number?
Yes, sir.
So if I wanted to write this in a binary, okay, 255.0.0.0, and most important, understand this IP version 4. This is we are talking about IP version 4, and IP version 4, it is a 32-bit IP address, and this 32-bit IP address divided into 4 octet, and each octet, how many bits?
8 bits.
8 bit, right? So it means 1 2 3 5 6 7 8, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Is that correct? 8 bit, 8 bit, 8 bit, and 8 bit. What is the total bits here? 32 bit, correct? And 32 bit divided into 4 octet. 1 octet, 2 octet, 3 octet, and 4 octet. Each octet they have divided into the, that is 8 bit, right? So now I wanted to write this number to binary number. How do I write it? Considering this concept, you need to write here into the binary number. How do I write it? It means 255. You should write in a binary number, and 0 also you should write in a binary number. 0 also write in a binary number. 0 also write a binary number. Yeah. Okay. How do you write it binary? You know, right already. You need to keep
it should be zeros and ones.
0, right? 0, 2, sorry. So to write a binary number, you need to multiply by 2, right? Which is 0 and 1, right? So you might be heard about in the college days where we are learning digital electronics. 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128, right? Now, how many bits are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, correct? Now we wanted to write a 255 in a binary number. How do I write it? 128, 64, 32, 16, 8, 4, 2, and 1. If I calculated by adding all this number, what is the value we are getting here? So 128 plus 128 plus 64. What is the value? 192. 192 plus 32. Value is 224. 224 plus 16. Value is 240. 240 plus 8. 248. Isn't it? 248 plus 4 equal to 252. 252 plus 2 equal to 254. And 254 plus 1 equal to 255. Now you are getting value for the 255. It means you need to write all ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 dot. Now 0 I wanted to write here in this. Sure, no problem. Please take care of it. Okay. So 0 I wanted to write in binary number. Since it's 8-bit, I have to write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Correct? This is how I need to write in binary number. Yes or no? Is this clear? Anyone has any confusion in this?
I got it.
So why we need to learn this? We need to understand each classes of IP address. I wanted to know that how many network and how many host or IP address. To find that, network indicate is ones. Host or IP indicates is a 0. Now tell me in this class A, how many networks are there? It means how many ones are there and how many zeros are there?
8 networks.
So the 8 networks would be going to 2 to the power of, which is binary number, only we have a 2, correct? 0 and 1. 2 to the power of 8 and 0, how many are there?
32. Sorry.
24.
24. So 2 to the power of 24. Now you can calculate 2 to the power of 8 is a 256 and 2 to the power of 24 is, what would be the value? 2 to the power of 24. Value would be, see this, how many IP addresses are coming in a class A, which is 1,67,77,216 IP addresses are coming, right? I'm getting network 2 to the power of 8. It's a by default calculation, correct? 256. What do you mean by this? My entire network, I have a network and I'm using the class A IP address. I'm using the class A IP address. In this, I'm getting a 256 network. 256 network. Maximum I can make a 256 network, one like this. And in this class A, I am getting 1 crore IP address, but I cannot be using 1 crore plus IP address. But each network, you need to calculate how many IP addresses you would need. Why we need to have a calculation of this kind of, avoid the losses of IP address, avoid the, unusable, keeping the unusable IP address, and you calculate yourself and utilize how much you needed based on the actual utilization. Because these are all concept comes under for upcoming when we are creating a virtual networking. It would ask you what is network you needed, how many IP addresses you needed, how many network you would needed, they'll ask you. So same things we need to understand that is in class A, how many IP addresses are coming and how many networks are coming. Same things can you tell us in a class B? what would be the value of what it is the network and what would be the host value? And what is the default subnet mask in class B? 255.255.0. How do I write in binary number? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, and 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, and 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. How many ones are there? How